Carrington, Palmer Mayor, taking you 5 days into the future for our March 25th, 2025 council meeting. So going on this last week, as Vice Chair of the Mat-Su Valley Planning for Transportation, I chaired the last meeting, and we had an action item where we approved a memo kind of going over the MVP comments and questions for the statewide transportation plan, the STIP amendment number 2. And the MVP for transportations, they've been setting up an office and interviewing candidates for the office and communications manager, and finalizing some paperwork for insurance and other items for the office. In other news, there's a Glen Highway bridge deck preservation. State DOT is working to rehabilitate 3 bridges along the Glen Highway. The northbound, southbound Knik bridges just south of the Glen Parks interchange, and the northbound Peters Creek Bridge near Chugiak. All 3 of the bridges are over 30 years old. 2 of them are almost 60 years old. The northbound Knik Bridge and the northbound Peters Creek Bridge were constructed in the 1960s. They have potholes, ruts, and other maintenance issues that need to be done. But to do this, the work on the project's going to, fix the potholes, install polyester concrete overlay to waterproof the bridges, replace the approach slabs to improve the driving surface, replacing the expansion joints, upgrading signs and pavement, and working on utilities as needed. But the fun part will be that starting in May, it looks like, they're going to close the bridge while they work on it, and then all traffic will be moved over the other bridge. And to do that, they'll be doing concrete barriers, and 2 lanes will, like in the morning, 2 lanes would be headed southbound and 1 lane northbound, and then in the afternoon it would be 2 lanes northbound and 1 lane southbound. So that will be of interest, particularly to commuters or anyone else going into Anchorage. And in my report, I've got a couple links for the website for glenbridges.com. And there's also a video about the road zipper, which is some technology they're bringing in to move those concrete barriers every day, that they'll need to do that. Also in other news, you may have seen a few reports of what if Mount Spur erupts. Mount Spur is the volcano across the inlet. Historically, it's erupted in 1953 and 1992, and lasted only a few hours in 92, but it had large ash clouds that led to ash fall in south central Alaska. If it occurs, ashfall could impact, infrastructure, potential outages, damaging electrical equipment, and disrupting our daily lives. So I've got a few links to the Volcano Observatory website and others for preparing for such a thing. They're fairly confident there might be some kind of eruption, but it could be weeks, it could be months. They're not real sure as to the when. And then in meeting agenda highlights, we've got the minutes, of course, from the last meeting, and a proclamation honoring the Palmer High School hockey team as the Division II state champions. And the people of Palmer joined the 34th Alaska State Legislature honoring the Palmer Moose hockey team. And there's also a promotion of Palmer Police Officer Perry Morgan to Sergeant. We have 1 public hearing authorizing interim city manager to amend the city of Palmer budget for $24,475 to fully fund the contract for the museum services. And there's a couple action memorandum. One's authorizing city manager to seek reimbursement from the Mat-Su Borough for E911 board for a phone system for 3-year service contract of $793,703. And another one is a community grant, council grant to American Legion Post 15 for $1,500 in-kind services for an American League state convention. Also have a few things, was kind of looking into, there's some upcoming events happening at the Palmer Library. So there's at the Palmer Depot on the 25th, Tuesday, March 25th. There's story time at 10 and 11. Thursdays, March 27th, midweek meetup for ages 6 to 11, 3 to 5 p.m. at the library upstairs. And let's see, March 29th, friends have a story time at the Tsunami Center. That's limited space for that, so registration is required. And also March 29th is a craft club. Bring your own work in progress to the library to spread out and work on crafts with other people at the library. And then in April, there's story times for the Tuesdays, April 1, 8, 15, 22, and 29. And then they do the midweek meetups on Thursdays. That's April 3rd, 10th, 17th, and 24th. And April 8th, Friends of the Palmer Public Library meeting. And that'll be at the interim library on April 8th. So, this has been Steve Carrington, Palmer Mayor, taking you 5 days into the future for our March 25th City Council meeting.